So cost analysis is one of those areas that is almost ubiquitous in terms of its application of different areas of the company. It often involves purchasing, accounting, engineering, operations, sales in many cases as well. There's a lot of opportunities to reduce costs, and by analyzing and understanding costs, we can become better negotiators, we can derive better value to the company, and we can also significantly improve the competitiveness and the share price of our companies. If you think about it, any savings in cost goes directly to the bottom line, goes to the P&L. So by analyzing and understanding costs, we're really understanding market forces that are shaping them. We're understanding opportunities to come up with better designs, better products, and we're also able to work with our suppliers collaboratively to identify opportunities to reduce costs. And by doing that, all of that goes again to the bottom line. In many cases, cost involves 50 to 70% of the cost of goods sold. So if we're able to impact those costs, we can really have a major impact on the success and the competitiveness of our organizations. One of the reasons why organizations should do cost analysis is really driven by a fundamental equation, which is price equals cost plus profit. And if you think about it, in some cases, all we look at is price. We look at the end price of what we're paying for a good or service. Cost analysis lets us focus on that right-hand side of the equation and start to delve down and understand what are the key costs that are driving that price. By understanding those costs, we can potentially influence them. We can find ways to reduce costs through collaboration, through analysis of our product, analysis of product designs, better negotiation, in some cases even identifying where to select suppliers. In an era when we're facing a lot of tariffs globally around the world, the opportunities for deriving costs to overcome those kinds of forces that we can't control becomes even more important. And we have to constantly be looking at the horizon of where we can influence costs in the future as well. Cost analysis is an important part of the 7-step sourcing process, which involves assessing opportunities, conducting internal and external market intelligence, and then starting to develop a sourcing strategy along with several other steps, including negotiation and contract management. One of the important things to recognize about cost analysis and cost research is that costs are really just an estimate of what the reality is. In a sense, we're trying to model reality by identifying what we think the different costs are going to be in terms of material, labor, overhead, and profit, etc. By trying to identify opportunities to impact those costs, we are questioning a lot of the assumptions that go into building these models of different costs. And by uncovering those assumptions and looking at whether we can change those assumptions, very often that's how we come to an understanding of those costs and find ways to reduce them, or alternatively to create better value for the same cost. When I say that costs are estimates, if you think about it, a cost is just that. It's an estimate of what will happen during a production process or during a service delivery process at some point in the future. Well, things can change that day. You know, obviously, equipment can be running efficiently or not efficiently. People can be having a good day or a bad day at work. So a lot of different things can actually change those costs at any given point in time. What we're looking for is really an approximation of what the average costs are going to be on any given day. And when we look at a price, again, part of that price are the costs that go into that price. So we are really trying to find ways to influence those costs and to find ways to take cost out of that price without necessarily impacting profit.